Need Pokemon Go PvP coaching? Well, I'm on Medify, so click the link in the video description. It'll take you right to my page. What's up, guys? Got an exciting video today. Once again, with Bewear, I am trying to play some of these new Pokemon a little bit more. I was actually taking a look at the rankings, wanted to do some team building, and I noticed Lurantis is in the top 20. In fact, I think it was number 14 at the time. Not really sure where it is now, but that kind of surprised me because I'd played it before in Great League, and it felt good. It really did. And at the time, I think it was ranked within the 30 to 60 range, and I was like, dang, this Pokemon feels pretty good. So this kind of honestly made me want to play it in a different role. I think Lurantis I had played in the save swap role because I felt like it could really take shields off of people who didn't know what was going on. In this case, Lurantis, I also realized, works pretty well in the lead role. You have that ability to throw that big superpower, get your nice boom, and then swap there and clear the debuffs. And I just kept Bewear in there because, you know, I had fun playing it. I wanted to see if it was just a fluke or if it actually was that good. And honestly, Bewear just continues to impress me. And of course, I close it off with Shadow Walrein here. So I did try a bunch of Pokemon in this position, namely things like Polion, G-Fisk, stuff like that. And I felt like the best answer here was actually Shadow Walrein. It just gives you a better answer to those flyers and just the ability to farm down other things midway through the game as well. Either way, still an ABB team, and let's get into the battles here. We unfortunately have an Alomomola lead. They're not switching out, so this is fantastic. And even though while this game may be very easy, they're playing a very spicy team. My team's like kind of spicy, but you can see how I want to play this. I'm trying to get my leaf blades off, and this is how you should play a scenario where you really win the lead. In this case, we win so hard regardless of what's coming in. You can see I'm already hitting the switch button to get out into my safe swap, which is Bewear, and this puts pressure on them to swap out into their actual counter for fighting types or the other Pokemon that Lurantis can really easily beat, which in this case is Poliwrath. Lurantis has a great matchup versus Poliwrath, so you can see why they didn't switch out of that lead matchup and just let their Empoleon Alomomola go down. They wanted to come with the Dragonite, and then they have switch at that point once they let their Pokemon go down. But when you're playing an ABB team like this, where you have two Pokemon that can deal with that Pokemon that comes in, so in this case the Dragonite, that's when you swap the Bewear in. And at this point, you're just trying to keep even shields, take down this Poliwrath so your Walrein doesn't have to go up against it. And even if you don't take it down and they swap, you just match the swap with them and you can follow them around. And as soon as I saw that Alomomola go down, like 30 seconds into that battle, I knew the game was already over at that point. There was no coming back from that. I don't think there's any combination of Pokemon in the back, if you play like I did, that can win. All right, G-Fisk lead. This is a little bit of a tricky one. There's a couple different ways I wanted to play this. I decided to tank a move first, or swapping. Go for the superpower, and then just swap out of here. So you can see superpower does an absolute ton of damage. What I really should have done was catch a Rock Slide on the Bewear instead. But what that does is this allows me to actually tank this return from Sableye, and if you don't throw your move first, you should be able to tank that return, get the superpower off, and then get the superpower off yet again. And yeah, it's a bit risky, and this Sableye overfarmed by quite a bit. So if the Sableye doesn't overfarm by quite as much, you do have a little bit more leeway, and you can even let a Shadow Claw sneak through. In that case, I probably would have went down. But you can see Bewear actually wins the 0 shield here. This is still a tough game because my Walrein really does not like to take these Rock Slides. And I'm just trying to sneak my moves through. I just can't. Possible. Unsneakable. Shield up another Rock Slide, and in comes Medicham. So this is what this team does not like to see. I was really hoping it was a Venusaur in the back because we saw that G-Fisk lead into Sableye. That's generally a Venusaur team. But Medicham is tough. Like I said, I don't really think this is a fantastic team by itself. I just want to test out Lurantis and see if it really lived up to that 14th spot on the rankings. So this is just a team built around it. There's a real Medicham weakness. Yes, on to the next battle, Cresselia. This is not too bad of a lead for Lurantis. You're going to be peeling away that HP with those Fury Cutters. It's awesome, similar to the Deoxys matchup. In this case, I'm just going to throw a Leaf Blade, swap, try and catch a move, and they actually had some pretty good patience not throwing there. Gonna land the return. That's how much the return normally does. So there is that little bit of breathing room. I probably should have farmed all the way down. I didn't trust my Bewear enough, and that's a problem. I would have been able to come out of this matchup with another Stomp, which is very nice, and actually threatened a payback. But in fact, they are Confusion, and they probably would have got me anyway. So Confusion Crest, a little bit tricky here. Lurantis is going to get the Leaf Blade off, and you see those Leaf Blades really hurt. Lurantis is quite squishy, so it deals quite a bit of damage. Second Leaf Blade is going to be almost enough to take out this Cresselia, and there they go with the move. I'm not going to shield. It's done its job. Walrein can come in and farm this Cresselia down anyways. They in fact bait, and yeah. If you guys want a compilation of losing to Medicham games, then this is the team for you. But despite all the Medicham, I actually still managed to win a couple of those games. We have a Bewear lead. Good to see an opposing Bewear, so I can start to see what opponents want to kind of play like here. See what they throw. They could be at a payback, so I shield up. And they are at a payback, and they actually unleashed it. In this case, I'm just going to go for the superpower. I'm at 2 now. Little one shot for sure. And I'm just going to get out of here regardless of what's coming in to clear that debuff. So you can see, once again, before I even see what's coming in, I'm clicking. So it's a Trevenant. Actually, Trevenant's a pretty good pair here. Maybe I'll try that out. By the way, Trevenant, and they swap out into Azus. That's what you want. You want the Trevenant to swap out. We do have Shadow Walrein to deal with the Trevenant. And then we have Bewear / Lurantis tag team combo to deal with the Azumarill. So they actually have a pretty tough job to do here on the Azumarill. It's not like Bewear is any slouch. If they try and farm down the Bewear, they're going to get destroyed. If they throw energy at the Bewear, Lurantis should be able to make it to a move and take the Azu out. Sorry. And they do have shield advantage, which is a bit concerning for my Trevenant. I'm actually really hoping they shield these Leaf Blades, because I would love to take them out. And yeah, I'm just throwing that right away. I think they're just at their move too. So we'll see the double shield come, which is fantastic. Definitely not going to shield up this Lurantis. And we're going to go for the biggest farm of our lives. Shadow Walrein going back to the 1800s right here. Just farming its crops right here. Harvesting its yield, and no, they're not going to let it happen, unfortunately. We're going to have to go lumberjacking instead. Big shield on the Seed Bomb. But yeah, it's just not going to be enough from my opponent here. Seed Bomb might be enough to KO. No, I think it would still be fine too. And then, yeah, could have probably farmed down, but not worth it at this point. But yeah, so salvaging a set with 2 Medicham closers. That didn't come out on the Bewear swap. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll see how this next set goes. And I played with this team or a combination of these teams many times. The Empoleon team actually got a 5-0 with it, but the Empoleon felt so weak. Here's a Medicham lead. So Altaria comes in. This is what I want to see. I farm up a little bit more, but I don't want to shield a Sky Attack, so we're going to throw this Icicle Spear right away. Actually experiment with seeing how much damage a Sky Attack does in the future. I could probably farm up a little bit more. But in comes the Medicham, and you know what? That's fine. Honestly, Walrein, Bewear, they deal quite a bit of damage to Medicham if they're forced to come in and farm it down. The only problem is if somehow your opponent hides the Medicham in the back, which requires them to be either sniping you or to know exactly what team you're running. Yeah, so they get the Power Punch. Power Punch Medicham, also much worse for this team than the Ice Punch version. But they are kind of in the sunk cost fallacy here. And that's a problem for me. So I'm going to no-shield that Power-Up Punch so I can shield this one and then get to my Leaf Blade. Unfortunately, I'm in a pretty tough spot from this Medicham. I'm at 0 shields. They are at 0 shields. They're boosted 3 times, so Bewear just has to come in and just Shadow Claw this Medicham down. Those are super effective Shadow Claws. And I'm in a bit of a tough spot. So I realized something here. This is a pretty important thing. I'm going to go for the Superpower here. Superpower does more damage when resistant, but the main thing is this Azumarill gets less farm. I cannot have this Azumarill getting any farm here. I needed to take me out ASAP. Honestly, I could have even thrown 2 Superpowers there because I just can't let it get to 2 charge moves. It's not going to be able to bubble down my Lurantis before it gets to a Leaf Blade, but it can for sure get to 2 charge moves there, and that was actually pretty close. If I had not thrown the Superpower there, if I'd thrown 2 Stomps, I might have lost that game. So it's Superpower has that unique ability to decrease your defense, and a lot of people only see that as a negative. It's actually a positive as well. Less farm for your opponent is always a better thing, and that's the counterintuitive part of Pokemon Go. Here I'm just going to throw right away. I saw that 5th Mudshot animation start, so they can't catch the Leaf Blade there. And then they come in with the Walrein, gonna go in with the Bewear instead of matching Walrein. As soon as I tank one of these, it doesn't really matter when I throw the superpower because I'm going to be debuffing myself anyways, and an Icicle Spear needs to take me out, so Bewear managed to keep switch here. In comes the Tropius, and I'm going for the same play again. We're going for the superpower, trying to lower our defense so we get taken down quicker, but doesn't quite lower it enough to get this less farm for this Tropius. In this case, Walrein, pretty good matchup versus Tropius, but these Leaf Blades, they do hurt. But my Lurantis has a great enough matchup against this Politoed that it really doesn't matter. I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade here. And grab a shield, I believe. And we're going to CMP tie. You know what? I don't care if Lurantis goes down. I really can't have my Lurantis getting farmed by the Tropius anyways. So once again, it's sometimes better to let your Pokemon go. It would be better there for my Lurantis to go down than for it to take out the Politoed. So yeah, you have to think about that sometimes. And it's super unfortunate. In regular Pokemon, you usually want to keep your Pokemon alive. In this case, you actually want them very sadistic. You want them to faint. It brings you advantages and stops your opponent from getting advantages. But yeah, something to definitely consider. I think a lot of people when playing with debuff moves do not really play around that all that well. Alright, Nidoqueen lead. This one's a bit tricky. I've thought about playing this a couple different ways, but I'm going to go right into Bewear. I usually just let them throw. I mean, you have no choice but to let them throw. And then in comes the Medicham. So kind of unfortunate. But we do bring the Medicham in, and because of the poison debuff, it's pretty tough to deal enough damage to pressure the Medicham. In this case, Bewear still did about half with just a stomp. And in this case, now I'm going to shield this first move, Power Up Punch. And I'm just going to throw Leaf Blades. Yeah, I don't know what's with all the Medicham running Power Up Punch nowadays. I really don't think it's the better moveset. But either way, this is kind of the same thing as last time. I'm just going to keep shielding. Medicham in the back, very annoying with Pup. And just kind of cut through Lurantis here. I'm going to take the last shield here. Then we're going to go into Walrein. Shield up a Pup as bad as it feels. And yeah, they're not swapping out or yet. Oh, they actually don't catch here. Yeah, Walrein going to be able to take out the Medicham, but it all depends on what's in the back. Nidoqueen not going to be able to live an Icicle Spear, but a great catch onto Lapras. It was a forced catch there. There's nothing I could really do. If I don't throw, they get to a Poison Fang. I lose. Oh, those types of situations are the types you want to put your opponents in. A great catch. Another Medicham loss. Diggersby lead. This one is a pretty good lead. I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade. See how much it does. And honestly, I'm fine to switch here in both these cases as well. I just wanted to get some damage out so Bewear could KO with a superpower. In this case, Fire Punch comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they didn't throw. I'm surprised that they had the wherewithal not to throw. In fact, they actually swap out. Good play by them to stay in for a while because my Shadow Claws do no damage to Diggersby, so they can just build some energy on Bewear. And in comes Azu, and this matchup is not that great for Azu or Bewear, but you can see the damage kind of just adds up. Kind of like a Sableye that can actually hit the Azumarill, right? Like these stomps actually deal some damage. So at this point, if I wanted to, I could win switch advantage. But I don't really care. At this point, I have found another option for my Farmer Walrus here. We're going to go for the biggest farm of our entire lives. Last farm, cut short, but not this one. This one, we're going to farm all the way down. That's a couple Icicle Spears, and Shadow Walrein with a couple Icicle Spears is absolutely deadly. I will shield up this move because they are at an Earthquake. And these Icicle Spears will hurt if you let them through. So yeah, I'm just going to build up a little bit more, throw an Icicle Spear. I just really want to take out this Diggersby. It is a bit of an issue. And then in comes Grimer, so this is kind of a little bit scary. I build up to the Earthquake, throw the Icicle Spear. I'm trying to get a shield, but my opponent calls my bluff. I'm going to go for the Icicle Spear again. And unlike a lot of grass types, Lurantis actually has play versus the Alolan Grimers, the Dark Poisons. Superpower hits for neutral. It hits really hard. Takes about just a bit more than half HP from these things, so even if you're stuck in that matchup, it's not like your Venusaur, it's not like your Meganium. You can actually hit back hard, quickly. Swampert lead, this is what you love to see. So we'll see what happens here. Nidoqueen comes in, and I'm coming right in with the Walrein. I'm going to throw right away. They didn't throw, so I don't want them going for that Earth Power. But they shield. So what I think here is Nidoqueen can actually beat Walrein in the 2 shield, but only if you don't shield the first one. Or if you shield the first one. So I thought that that's what they were trying to do, is shield, so that I would no shield the first one. They can win back switch and get their Swampert out of there. In this case, I no shield that first one. I'm going to shield up the next one. And then throw this Icicle Spear to take out this Nidoqueen. So Walrein has now gained a shield advantage and switch advantage back. In comes Swampert with those debuffs. Get Mudshot down. Not much of a Swampert counter anymore. Either way, Lurantis can easily deal with this Swampert. They make a great catch on a Bewear, but that's okay. The matchup is still so one-sided, doesn't really matter. Then I can come in with my own Bewear, or I can just wait and catch a move. I was thinking about throwing a Leaf Blade, but they got to their move first. Superpower is going to take out my own Bewear. Great contribution, Bewear. I'm going to charge up a little bit more, get to this Leaf Blade, and I still do have my shield remaining to take out the Swampert here. So we'll be able to shield this up. I was a bit scared of Hydro Cannon. We'll be able to take out Lurantis at this HP, but I'm already at my move. So worries were a bit unfounded, and Lurantis is going to be able to take this game, and that's a 4-5. So 7 out of 10 wins. Like I said, I won a lot more games with variations of this team too. I just felt like this was the better one, and every loss had a Medicham in the back. Kind of weird how that works. But yeah, team felt pretty strong overall, and really the value was just getting to practice a couple of these Pokemon that I haven't really got to play too much. Either way, this video is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. I could not be doing this without you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, that's why I can make the videos. Like you guys, yeah, you guys have just let me do this for, I feel like, 2 years now. It's been fun living the dream. Appreciate that, guys. For everyone else watching.